Mephi, Ashn, there's like 7D chess that's happening
There's
in
a
there.
lot going on.
And psych him out.
Like you say, you know, you mentioned the performance there, you can't get away from it. But I fully respect him as RGL for stepping up and taking that on for his team, you know, not leaving that responsibility to anybody else.
Well, there's been lots of crap talk in the chat from FearX, during that game, aimed at SSG. It was carrying on a second ago saying, enjoy playing home. Yeah. They're ready to go full send on this one. Now, this is big brain, to be fair. Mute on the start. We spoke about the value of drones earlier on. Of course, blocking those away with the mute gemmer, and also the fact that there's a Dokkaebi on side makes that and renders it largely useless.
Yeah, you can just stand in your mute jammers. This is why we saw a couple games ago where mute was banned in the very beginning of the round on purpose to prevent this sort of play.
I like the shotgun play as well. We spoke about when we were using the Vigil earlier, we saw that, and it's that one-shot kill mentality. If Ashn can play in a way to draw him in close enough, that's what Ashen's got to do here. He's got to play it smart. He's got the SMG secondary, but he's just got to bring him in, just draw him into a nice close encounter. Then that is super dangerous for Mephi at that point.
Well, he's gone away to a Jackal, so at this point it does change things up. Of course, Jackal's slightly different now, but still extremely effective, and might not be an awful shout because Ashn, as you can see, has dropped way down into the basement, largely abandoned the site itself and just said, all right, come find me. Do we get to see a planting? Because you're gagging.
I loved it when Lyra planted. I thought it was a great play.
You want to see more. It was genius, to be fair, baiting it out with the two smokes that went down. I loved it.
This is that significant recoil control that you have to have with the SMG-11 at distance. But again, that bulletproof cam is such a smart play because you can play so far back in the basement, but you still have point of view over one of the two staircases that you really have to watch out for. Otherwise, going into Snowmobile from here, just by the fireplace, you know what's going on immediately.
Ashn just thinking about having a little creep up the blue stairs. He's just holding. Again, he's playing in them tight positions. He's got SMG in hand, but if he comes blue stairs, he's got the opportunity to flip to shotgun and take that tight angle. But he's going to hold himself back now with the SMG and just wait.
A key tweak, I didn't think about it with Jackal. You don't see the feet, no footsteps are made until the round has begun. So in the prep phase when he was already downstairs, Mephi's probably a bit like, where are these feet, man? Like, what's going on? Where has this guy been? I just can't find him. And so Ashn's played a good game so far, but now we're starting to get to the point where they're starting to square up. That SMG at range, as you mentioned, is so crucial. It only takes one bullet to hit the headshot. Neither team or neither player at this point landing it just yet, but right sort of idea. Here he comes, Mephi almost out of it. Down to a single bullet, and Ashn rounds on him and takes him down.
Great positioning there by Ashn. Takes the first engagement, knows that he can play around the wall, and then swings just wide enough to catch the Jackal before he can react. In that fight, it's either you go for the headshot and you get lucky if you're the Jackal, but on the other end, you just have to sit one bullet anywhere on that body, and it is all yours. Beautifully done by Ashn. I've been silenced at this moment.
Well, this is it. We said that he had questions to answer. He's just come out in the first round and done exactly that. Now, what we've seen over the last couple was that the same side seems to be winning quite regularly in these. So at the beginning of the day when it went 3-2, it was all defense. It was almost, until the last round, it was all defensive wins until Ion was able to pick up that final attack. Now, we've got Ashn already winning out the first. The question is, can he come in and now get himself an attack? I like how he played that. He was super cool. And I tell you what, given how he's, you know, we've said how he's played, coming in with the SMG, that's some confidence there. It's certainly showing that Ashn is well up for this.
I'll tell you what, it's the real race towards the Korean operators as well. Now you've got Dokkaebi coming up against Vigil in this round. Oh.
There's some ops that are just built different for these sorts of 1v1s, right?
Oh,
It's not something that we can think of in a regular 5v5 meta, right? But in this case, you have the Dokkaebi, you can play the calls, the Vigil's kind of nullified here, so you have to just be more, I guess, smart about where you rotate because you have to deal with those drones that are set around power.
He knows he's inside of mud. That drone that's been tucked in on that 90 for a second has seen everything, he's heard everything, he's seen where he's gone. And I think he'll know that he's lurking around this area. Does he know that he's gone down? I don't think so. But he's on the hunt here, Tim.
Yeah, that's the thing. Mephi's maybe just managed to escape there. He's switched across to the Bosch G. He's ready for that one shot. Give it all. Ashn's going to put the diffuser down, Des. He's going for it here. Is Mephi going to push? Surely he hears it. He knows it's going down. And he plays it in. It's a trade!
But the diffuse is down, so SSG win!
The attacking side always wins once the diffuser is put down. Had it not been put down, it is an immediate victory for the defense. And in a tight situation like that, oh my God, Ashn.
Wow.
I cannot believe that they both hit that shot at that time.
Headshots for both as well.
Just looking at the players as well that were just like, what's happened? What's happened?
Wow.
Wow. You know, even in a 1v1, playing the objective is the smart thing to do. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought it, Milos?
That's an IGL focused on the objective.
Get the plant down. Give them something else to think about. We will, when you come in for the next round, Ashn obviously now on a little cushion. A 2-0 lead, SSG. Looking like they might be able to breathe a sigh of relief.
The important part of this is round differential. Should SSG win all 3 rounds, they get back 3 bullets that they can play with later on.
Time out, please.
We do have a technical pause, that is true.
Mephi needs to collect himself a little bit here. Like the first
The thing is, that must be so lonely. 2-0 down, no teammates with you, just sat quietly waiting.
I bet you don't actually mind, because normally during a tech pause, you can't talk to your team anyway. So you're sat there like, nah. Now it's actually just you. Just
It
like,
seems so stressful for everybody involved.
What are you doing this moment? You're just watching on. This is like when you're stuck in that 1v1. You're watching your teammate that's trying to clutch it out for you, and you're just like, clear comms. If I say anything, it's going to ruin the moment, and then they clutch it out, and that's the celebration you look for. But in between, there's that dead air that you do not say a single word.
So, what happens now? SSG win this round. Ashn takes it at 3-0. They don't go to minus, what was it, 10 bullets or something that I said earlier?
Resets to 0?
Yeah, resets.
Resets to 0, and they gain themselves 3 bullets. It'll be a great spot to have going into tomorrow, because a bunch of other teams have faced elimination. They'll be ahead of other teams. A 3-0 is a strong spot to be in. If we see this go all the other way, and instead Mephi pulls it back to being a 3-2, well, SSG, they are going home.
And, you know, in terms of FearX, if SSG do get the win, if Ashn finds that one more round, it doesn't really affect FearX too much. The fact they've won the map and the fact that the bullets they've already reloaded, they're secure, they're done, they're won, their score is on the board, it is what it is. The only thing they're really playing for here is one additional bullet. If they were to eliminate SSG, then they get the eliminator card, which is +1 bullet, which, hey, I've said this before, you get to day 4, day 5, that one bullet might make a big difference. But other than that, it's not like FearX go out of the tournament or anything. They're safe, they're secure.
It's on the line here for SSG. Again, those 3 bullets, if I'm not mistaken, currently G2 will be the lowest rated, so they would pick first at the end of today in the draft. But SSG would be either 2nd or 3rd, and that gives them some flexibility, because you don't. It's not like every single team on the other end is going to be forced to use their chicken card.
Falcons are also down to 1 bullet, aren't they? Falcons really scraping the barrel.
G2, SSG, like they're all going to be down there.
It's crazy, and they've got to pick a team to face tomorrow. Like, who do you pick?
The thing is, like I said, they've got to pick the teams who've been winning, because they're not restricted. They're not restricted to reloading based on how many bullets they have, but how many bullets their opponent has. So they want to be able, really, to come in with a 7 and 8. They need to be putting big numbers up there. So they need to play one of the better teams who has enough bullets to allow that. If they go and pick somebody else who's on 3, they can only reload 3 bullets themselves, and it's not going to get them anywhere off the bottom of the table.
Well, here we go. Ashn's got the right idea, as this is the side of the map that Mephi has spawned on. Will he catch him?
Surely not! Ashn!
My heart! Not now, not now. Mephi counting his lucky stars there. Survives to fight another minute.
I think that shot might have ripped the backpack off his back. That's how close that was.
Oh, wow. Okay. Imagine now you're probably going to see Mephi taking things a bit more chill. Of course, both rocking the Boss G here. 1 bullet can be what decides it. Or more like will be what decides it. Who hits it first?
This is our version of the 1v1 Rust, and this time it's SSG that has 3 bullets and survival on the line for it, and it can all come down to 1 bullet! Only 1!
Mephi just getting back on the cams before continuing to move in. Having a little look through sight. Doesn't see anything. Ashn currently positioned in blue, as we see. Waiting for that push in through the door. Mephi's going to get back on the phone call, not the drones. Will that give the position of Ashn away? He's happy. He knows that the challenge is going to come with the phone call. He takes the first shot. Can't find him. Cannot find the second. Mephi hits it and brings FearX 1 round back.
It's straight into all chat with a question mark as well. Okay, so we've seen Ashn dominate in the first, a trade in the second, and Mephi's cleanly won out in the third. Patience is a virtue, and he's come out on top. Now what?
You pray to the holy stars, my man. Like, at this point, if you're trading 1-to-1 and you're getting so close where shots multiple times are whizzing right past you, it is a testament to calmness under fire for both of these two players.
He survived the boss G-shot twice.
You feel like Ashn just went a little bit soon there. It was really well played by Ashn. As soon as that call comes in, that's Ashn saying, he probably knows where I am anyway, but I know he's going to push.
Yeah.
I know he's going to push on the back of that call, so I'm going to get into a position to challenge it. And then he just takes that shot too soon. He's trying to preempt the movement. He sees a little bit of Mephi, and he thinks he's probably going to strafe across. He's playing a numbers game, probability-wise. Yeah, he probably strafes across here, and I catch him, but Mephi didn't. He ducked back in and just left Ashn on the back foot. Mephi takes the shot, takes the win. And it is now 2-1. SSG.
I got a question for you both.
The 2 bats at the cherry.
Reverse sweep, yay or nay?
Honestly, I'm believing in FearX. I think they're an incredible. Although I want to see SSG live on, I think FearX just have all that it takes. I love watching this team.
Mephi.
Yes.
That's got what it
but
takes.
FearX in general.
Tim, you think the reverse sweep the 3-2, or are you thinking actually SSG closes this out?
No, I think Ashen's going to win this.
All right. All right.
He's on the Deimos. I think that's a great pick, although Mephi on the mute is going to make that difficult, of course, because he'll be able to avoid those tracks. But even still, I think Ashn with the gun, Mephi's not got as good a loadout in terms of taking a one-on-one fight. Ashen's got the weapons for this one. I think he wins it.
Just waiting for them charges to come online so we can get using them. So I'm tracking down Mephi where he might be waiting. Of course, not forgetting that you can still be tracked even when you're away from a jammer. If you're standing on a jammer, then it will fail. Otherwise, it will catch him, and of course, he can run into one to disable it momentarily. So it's really down to timing here, or maybe just a straight-up gunfight. Ashn was ready and waiting, and is just trying to bait him into moving here so he can pick up a freebie, but it's not going to be. And now both players, of course, being aware of each other, at least for a momentary second. That's that jammer going down that I mentioned. Has now disabled that. No track to go through.
At least some verticality. Ashn here takes out the cam. This way, nobody can really tell exactly where he's. I'm saying nobody, really Mephi in this case. You lock in, you use the tracking for the right moment. The grenade around the corner, goes for the fight. Baby, oh, gets it! The kill! Ashn, are you kidding me? Oh, no!
Serious big brain play from Ashn. He got the deflection off the door frame, and it just left Mephi in such a tough spot. He was tracked, he couldn't move away. Ashn was going to make the challenge anyway, but it's ultimately the nade that closes it out and keeps SSG alive at reload.
Ashn haters, where you at? Because no one had faith he could win out this 1v1, but he has done a good job there. Gets 2 bullets for his team.
He was solid in that.
SSG, hang on for another day.
Why worry about previous performances? All it takes is what you've done here and now, and Ashn has closed that out fantastically for the North American side.
Milos, you don't normally get to do this from the desk. Why don't you throw us to a break from here?
It's been so long since I've done that. Well, Des Ace, that was an incredible 1v1 we just witnessed. SSG, hold on for a bit longer. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, it's the big brains on the desk to break it down.